everybody, Hope Savara here. How are you? Let me just see if I can adjust this a little bit. This is the problem when you wear glasses. I feel like everything glares back at you. But it's Friday, means it's Fitness Friday, and I'm super excited because we have some awesome stuff to share with you all. You know what to do. Drop it in the comment section. Where are you tuning in from? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Let me know in the comment section. I always love to see where everyone is tuning in from. We've had people tune in from the UK, from Australia, from Canada, from all over. And so let me know where you're tuning in from. You are coming to me live. I'm in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, just outside of Milwaukee. And today we're talking about shoulder health. My son right now is over there trying to think he's all fly. We're talking about shoulder health. We're talking about rotator cuff health and some of the things that you can do to improve shoulder function. As we get older, we often think about our shoulders in the terms of wearing out. And sometimes they just don't have the right mobility that they should. And I'm going to show you a quick technique or a quick move that you can do to test your shoulder health and stability, and then an exercise that you can do that may not look very fancy, but is incredibly powerful to build up better shoulder mobility and stability. So one of the things we have to understand is, I come from a yoga background, and a lot of people talk about either wanting to have strength and wanting to be flexible. But you can be very tight, lack of mobility, okay? You can also be too flexible, meaning you don't have the stability to maintain things. Let me give you an example. If I was to come into a pose, what we call Warrior Two, and you just don't have the ability to hold your body in that position very long. So what we need, especially in our shoulders and our hips, is what's called stability. That's strength and mobility combined. So can I move my arms in a circle? Can I do that holding a hand weight without feeling like I'm a bobblehead that's unstable, meaning my rib cage doesn't know how to stay put? So I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do to improve shoulder health today. I'm going to show you a couple things that you can test your shoulder strength and stability, and I'm going to show you what you can do to improve shoulder health on a daily basis. You don't need a whole lot of anything. All you need is your body and the willingness and about 5 minutes of your time. Okay, first things first. If you don't have a wall, good news is you can use the side of your truck. Just move over to the side of the step because you won't be able to get up next to it, obviously. Hey, Tony, thanks for tuning in. Secondly, when you come up against the wall or the side of your truck, you want to get up as flat as you can against the wall, okay? Once you've done that, we're going to lift our arms up, okay, to a cactus position. But when you do this, super important, when you do this and you bring your arms up to a cactus, you're going to press your arms back against the wall without pushing the rib cage forward. This is the stability secret that nobody's talking about when it comes to strength plus flexibility, that mobility, that stability. We need our core strength to stay strong and stay engaged when we bring our arms up and back. Now, if I don't have a good strong core or very mobile shoulders, the second I push my arms back against the wall, my rib cage is going to come forward. So you've actually given yourself an optical illusion that you have good shoulder mobility. Because when you try to lift your arms, you're actually just moving your rib cage. This is really important to understand, and we're going to show you a second on the wall. Because if you're yanking a strap, or you're lifting something, or you're throwing something, and you don't have a healthy range of motion in your shoulder, that's when you injure yourself. That's when you tear your rotator. That's when you injure your lats or your triceps or your bicep or anything around the shoulder area. That's when injury happens. It's not just about building more strength. It's not just about being a Gumby and being the most flexible person. We need to have mobility and we need to have stability, okay? So you're up against your truck or you're up against the wall. I'm going to keep my rib cage down. I'm not going to let it push forward. And as I do that, I'm going to bring my elbows up to shoulder height. Check that. We don't want them down here, and we don't want them up here. Once I find shoulder height, press your arms back, and even try to press the tops of the hands into the wall. That's the kicker for me. I can get my elbows back, but then as I push the tops of my hands back, my rib cage really wants to pop forward. So that's where I have to really use my core strength. So if you're pulling something down or pushing something up, it's not just about shoulder strength. It's also about core stability. Okay, so this is where it's going to get fun with the rotator, which is that inside of the shoulder. As I'm up against my truck or the wall, can I push my arms back against it without pushing my chest out? Now, if you have a rounded upper back from driving or typing on the keyboard, this is going to be a really big challenge. This might be all that you can handle. This might be as far as you can go, and you'll know who you are in just a second. Can I bring my arms up and back and my head back against the wall without pushing forward, without tipping my head back? Can I hold this for 1 minute? Can I hold this for 1 minute? If you're like, that doesn't seem very complicated, you clearly haven't done it yet, okay? So step 2 is about rotator health. Can I turn one hand down, one arm down without pushing my shoulder off the wall? So I'm gonna quick change angles here so that you can see a little bit better. This is like a make it work, because that's how Facebook Live goes, because there's no editing. Okay, so you can see a little bit better now. Okay, so when I'm here against the wall, can I turn one arm down without, can you see that? Without letting the shoulder roll off the wall. So that's about as far as my rotator will let me go. And then bring that arm back up again. You can also make this a strengthening exercise. So I have a 3-pound hand weight. You don't need a lot of weight, okay? So if you come from the mentality that like, I gotta lift really, really heavy weights, this is not what you do for your rotator, okay? So just a light weight. If you don't have a hand weight in your truck, grab something that's heavy and that you can hold in your hand. Okay, so I can now build strength in my rotator by bringing myself up against the wall and slowly, again, keep the shoulder against the wall, keep the elbow against the wall. How far can I go down without, you see that? Without letting my shoulder round off the wall, and then come back up again without letting my rib cage push out. You might think this looks really easy, but I assure you, this is a workout unlike any other you've ever done, and it's functional, meaning it's gonna help our body, not hurt our body. And I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do 10 rounds. You can also alternate and do every other arm, or you can do both arms, but I like to alternate. Obviously, if you do one side, you're gonna wanna do the other side, okay? So that's the first part, all right? So now you have up against the wall, you have that checkpoint. Can I get my arms back without pushing my rib cage out? Check yourself, try that, because it's also a great test for how rounded your upper back and shoulders are. So we want to open that up. It's going to help with breathing. It's going to help with swallowing. It's going to help with anxiety. So really, really good. Hey, Joey, thanks for tuning in. That second exercise you have is that rotator movement. Now here's the third one. Same thing, you can use weights or not. I'm up against the wall. How far can I slide my arms up without taking them off the wall, without taking my head off the wall, without popping my rib cage out, and then sliding them back down to shoulder level? So if you are watching closely, you can tell my left arm doesn't straighten all the way because I broke my elbow when I was in high school, actually middle school, snowboarding. So that arm doesn't straighten all the way. But that's my body imbalance that I have to work around. You may have one too. But as you do that, how far can you get without trying to push the body away? One of the biggest things that we want to remember when we're trying to build up better functionality in our body, better stability in our body, better mobility in our body, because last time I checked, as we get older, as we all get older, we're all aging, the most important thing is to stay independent, to be able to do all the things that we want to do in life for as long as possible by ourselves. As we start to lose our independence, it's not because we can no longer lift or bench 200 pounds. It's no longer because we can't do the splits or we can't stand on our head or whatever it is. It's because we've lost the functionality in our bodies that life requires. And so although these things may not seem very fancy, they're helping your body relearn how to move and do basic things that as we get older, we need to be able to do. Reaching up overhead, pulling things down, pushing things forward, lifting things up from the ground. They might not seem very fancy right now, but add a couple more years on and you'll wish you could do those things. So let's start now building more functionality into our bodies so that if the load that you're carrying requires you to get physical, you're not worried about hurting yourself. That when waking up in the morning, you're not like, oh my gosh, and now you know what to do. Or when you're home and you have a little bit more space, you have maybe a little bit of extra time, you can do stuff like this in the comfort of your own home. Whatever it is, we have to take a responsibility. I don't care if you're a truck driver, I don't care if you're a school teacher, I don't care if you're a dentist. We have to take more responsibility for our bodies. And it starts with small, simple changes like this. So that's what I got for you guys today. Please take care of your shoulders, because shoulder injuries are one of those injuries that even with surgery, even with rehabilitation, a lot of times it's just never the same. So let's focus on those small little things that even if you do have a shoulder injury, we can get you back to moving optimally in the body that you have today. Make sure you share out this video, let other drivers know that they too can take better care of their shoulders and their body with small, simple changes like this. Please make sure you follow my Facebook page, because Monday I have some amazing details coming up about a upcoming program specifically for truck drivers to help you take charge of your health once and for all. You got it, with my small, simple changes, my small, simple steps, all broken down, all spoon-fed to you. We're gonna take it step by step, and it's gonna be an amazing transformation. So please share out this video. A huge thanks. If you love my shirt, you gotta hit them up. Bud and Tony's Truck Parts. Tony's on right now. Fantastic company. They're based out of Michigan. They are probably one of the companies now that I have met in the last 3 years that not only care about charities and care about trucker wellness and trucker health, even though they're not in that aspect of trucking, but they're super passionate about quality service. They're super passionate about making relationships and having relationships with their customers, be it a trucking company or an individual driver just like you. So please hit them up, budandtonystruckparts.com. They always have monthly specials. They probably have the biggest variety of different stuff for your truck that I've ever seen. And if they don't have it, they're that amazing. Let them know, and I'm sure that they will try to do their best to get that for you. So again, that's budandtonystruckparts.com. Make sure you check us out at mothertruckeryoga.com. And most importantly, take care of your body, because replacement parts are never as good as the originals. All right, you guys, have an amazing Friday. Goodbye, my friends.